What is, everyone? Welcome to the Nerd On Update, the weekly show. We talk about the stuff in the news that excites us. And we it gives us a raging nerd on.
Excellent. Nobody can do it.
Nobody. And then we answer questions from you, the people. But we're gonna hang for a sec. How's everybody doing? It's been a while. For me, at least. Hasn't been for Tom.
Yeah, how's it going? Bad reprint, Ethan, Mamba, Johnny Horror. Congratulations, my dude. Congratulations. It will come up this weekend. This weekend, Saturday, getting married. That's awesome.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Mamba, I'm sorry to hear you had to deal with some dumbass people. Oh, well, you know what? Hey. Also, let's get this fucking out of the way. Let's do some fucking claps. God damn it.
Clappies.
Because we always been forgetting. Audible. All right.
This is audible.
We have to. I was like, because so far it's been pretty terrible. We're like halfway through the segment, and it's the entire show. And it's like, oh wait, hold on, we gotta do claps. So we'll do claps right before questions. I'm like, oh my god.
It's like claps for fun.
Brad, I believe it was cummed.
I about cummed.
That's what it was.
It's like, remember when we used to say nerd on? I had a raging nerd on.
Yeah.
Nope.
This has been. I was dealing. Mamba, I'm sorry you're dealing with. I was dealing with some stressful stuff today, so I bought myself these because I'm a basic binge. Tate's pumpkin cookies. Oh boy.
Taints. Taints.
I'll give you some
Have
taints.
you ever had Tate's? Have you ever had Tate's cookies?
Yeah,
I think so.
love
I
it.
think
love
you've
Tate's.
actually left some at the studio.
Oh man, they're crispy, crunchy, delicious, heavenly bites.
Crispy, crunchy, tender, flaky crust.
The only thing that could have made me feel better was Bergies, but I didn't get those today.
How are you guys all doing? The host, fuck the chat for a second. You know, I say this every time. This should not
Lovingly.
be
Lovingly.
Yeah,
I love you,
I'm
but
good.
fuck you.
I'm
consensual.
recording this show and I'm on dad duty. You know how
Hell
it is.
yeah.
Juniper turned 6 months this weekend,
Damn.
last weekend, so she's
So she's
pretty
like
cool
safe
right
to
now.
throw.
Exactly. Actually, I do wrestle with her on the bed. She
Okay.
likes a good a wrestling.
Okay.
Like elbowing you. She's like,
Wait, I just want to point out what Brad just said in the comments because I'm never gonna say anything else again. He said, "Corey, you're not a basic bitch. You're a pumpkin."
Remember,
this is why we're here.
We gotta talk
folks.
ourselves up. you
the
know?
nerd on
Be nice to
discourse
yourself.
is very powerful in the pun department. Like,
Yes.
I think out of every
Yeah.
single artistic group that has a Patreon and a Discord, ours is like very concentrated on puns. and
I got into a pun war with I think one of our listeners a few months ago. I don't even remember. I think it was related to corn, and we got into like a pretty full-on thread of like corn-related puns. And
Oh,
at the
man.
end, they were like, "Cool, you win."
Yeah, we're good. I can't do anymore.
I would have lost immediately.
Yeah.
But we were chatting a little bit in the digital green room about the Batman animated series and the Magic the Gathering series. This isn't going to be our news topics, but I'm just going to say real quick on the Russo thing. On the Magic the Gathering thing. Look, everyone was so gassed the fuck up. They were like, yo, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. They're like, Russos could do no wrong. They could murder my family after we go see the Mask of Zorro in Crime Alley, and I'll be okay. I wouldn't even turn to Batman. And then they're like, yo, Magic the Gathering, though. Hella smart, hella good. They got the writers from He-Man, the Kevin Smith Netflix show, and then they came out with Cherry, and they're like, remember that one butthole shot in Tom Holland's butthole? That's what everyone talks about. And they're like, oh, the Gray Man on Netflix. Everyone's like, it's an okay action movie. I'm like, wait, so hold on, time out. Were we gassing them up for no reason? Or are they do you guys actually like them? I don't know. And this is like the internet, right? I'm just like, do people like them? Do people not like them?
Yeah, well, I hadn't looked it up in quite a while, but apparently they stepped away from the show. There you go.
You know what's really funny? You know what's really
Replaced by Transformer Prime Jeff Klein.
Prime. Ooh, you know what? I will say Prime has a very powerful, loyal fan base. So I'm actually pretty interested to hear that. I haven't watched the show, but I've heard it's really good Transformers. Okay.
Jeff Klein from Transformers Prime.
Okay.
But yeah. No news from the Netflix Magic the Gathering show, which is sad for me. I got no Magic the Gathering show. I got no Knights of the Old Republic. It's fine.
You got a Lord of the
Who
Rings
the
show
fuck
coming
told
soon.
Corey?
That's not the one I asked for. We have 3 perfect movies. I'm excited for it though, nonetheless. I'm not jumping. I'm trying to fight this like hate wagon. This is my Snyder cut, this Lord of the Rings thing, where I'm like, guys, it's not out yet. And people are like, but black people in Middle Earth. I'm like, good. I can't stand it.
I liked recently I saw this
But the
one.
wokeness.
I saw this one donkey video that was just like all these people talking shit about Last of Us 2. This is before Last of Us 2 came out. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
the story got leaked. And then he's like, all these people talking shit. He's like, see, those people, small potatoes. I'm like the bastard from Ratatouille. To get through me, you're going to have to do some real shit, some hardcore good stuff. He's like, I actually like the game. And I was like, he's like, to get through me, you have to do a thing called play the game before it comes out and actually see how you like it. And I'm like, same thing with like fucking... everything, right? Fucking Aquaman, The Flash, everyone's just like, rah, 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 or like, the end of Thor, Love and Thunder, what does that mean? I'm like, it's like the Fantastic Four movies doomed because what's his face isn't going to be directed. I'm like, who knows, man, baby? Like,
It's all about spin. It's all
it's not
about
even
spin.
to me, it's not even about spin. It's just more like, how you gonna know? How you gonna know? You haven't even watched it. Like, and this is like a baby review for Thor: Love and Thunder. Everyone So many people were talking shit about this movie. So many people were talking shit. Like, even Marvel fans, the most hardcore Marvel fans were talking shit about this movie. And I was just like, and then I finally watched it, and I was just like, weren't these the same people who love Ragnarok? What the fuck y'all talking about?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, I don't even hate this movie. I'm like, come on, man.
Frustrating.
Like, I'm the
well,
one
like,
who's just
like before it comes out, y'all, come on. And you know what though? I follow a lot of like deep lore Lord of the Rings people on like TikTok and social media, and a few of those people got invited to the pre-screening of the first 2 episodes of Rings of Power, and all of them came out being like, it's good. This is what we want. This is a good thing.
Neil Gaiman and Bear McCreary were all like chatting it up and being like, and I'm happy that Neil Gaiman is like taking his rightful place at the throne of like, I am like a good authority on fiction.
His interview the other day I saw where people were like upset.
Why is death black?
Yeah, or
why is desire
non-binary? Yeah, and he was like, either people are just doing it to say it, or they didn't read the books, or they did and didn't understand what I was writing. And I was like, I love it.
No, in the book, it literally says desire now in the form of a man, and desire now in the form of a woman, and then like desire a form of in between those two. And so, but also this is the thing that like, it's such a funny thing because like you hear some people being like, what do you think about the characters? What do you think about the story? Right? Neil Gaiman is the first one who's like, they're lies. They don't exist. They're not real. None of these people matter. It's like they're just stories. And I'm just like, everyone's like, whoa, that's not what authors are supposed to say. And I'm like, motherfucker, he is the author.
Yeah.
So it's so funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for the show.
16-year-olds on TikTok and Instagram need to shut the fuck up. That's what needs to happen.
I don't understand. And adult white men is really what it is for this Rings of Power show. That's the issue.
On my side of the world, it's always like these like accounts that have like pretty good followings, like 30 to 50,000 followers, and then like they'll always do the fucking greater than symbol. They'll do the fucking red blue pill, all that shit. And
how old do we sound?
We sound like fucking 80 years old. And then but then the thing that kills me is that then they're like, oh, I'm turning 19 tomorrow. I was like, shut the fuck. Oh, I'm just like, God, it's like, get out of here. With
no,
shit.
Brett, like there's room for discourse. There's room for conversation. You don't need to shut the fuck up just to shut the fuck up. It's the people who are just like, my opinion's this because I saw it somewhere once and I'm not going to hear yours.
Yeah, no, it is
you
my
shut the fuck up then.
it is like, you know, I love video essays, but some video essays have now become to the point where it's like, here is my idea, let me jam it down your throat, and I'm now the think leader, where it's instead of like a conversation piece where it's like, I want to
like
talk
asking
about this.
A question.
I
or
like this, and it's like, I think this is really cool here, and I think this is really cool there, and there's never room to be like, whether you like this or not, and it's like, if you don't like this is just really cool to think about, and it's like, cool.
Mm-hmm. I know I sound like a broken record with every frame of painting, but I think that's why those ones did so well, is because it presented things that he had noticed and was like, I don't know, did you notice? What do you think of this kind of stuff? Next time you watch a movie, try looking out for this kind of thing. And you're like, all right, I take that.
One thing I like though is that there's this guy who I love because he's just so fucking, like, his editing is just, he looks so ugly, because he like always does things in a terrible like filter. But it's Jack Saint, and he says like, if things could be objectively, is there such things as, if there's things objectively good, is there such things as objectively bad, where factually it is bad, right? And then he just breaks it down, and it's just like this huge semantic thing. I'm just like, yeah, the arguments are like, it gets into the weeds. It's like, yeah, it's all based on subjectivity and all this stuff. But it's like, anyways, how you doing, Josh?
I'm good. I'm good.
Deep in that New Vegas lore, World of Warcraft lore.
Your back's broken.
My back. WoW Classic, Fallout, New Vegas.
What's your main on WoW?
I am a hunter with a beast mastery.
Yeah, but like
Tauren.
There it is.
Tauren.
Filthy Horde, I see.
Yeah, Filthy Horde. It's so funny to just, because I'm fucking Switzerland over here, because I know that you're Alliance, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do.
Yeah,
I
you're
play both,
Alliance.
but yeah, I main
And then my
Alliance.
cousin's like fucking filthy Alliance, filthy, and I'm like, I just want to play with my friends.
I also have 4 max level horde characters, so it's
Yeah.
like I'm not totally.
Yeah, it's my.
against
I
it
only
more.
have one character because I only intend to play with him. So I have like my hunter, and it's level 63 now, trying to get to 70 before Lich King.
Oh right, because Burning Crusade, it's gonna go up to 80 with
Yep.
Wrath of the Lich King. Very
Yep.
exciting
But
stuff.
there's 50% boost right now, and some fun stuff coming this
Man,
week.
Wrath of the Lich King, dude. Oh, that came out when I lived in New York, and I played that I was like, because I had played Burning Legion for a while, and then Wrath came out, and I just like my mind was like, this is what MMOs can be. It's so good. You're gonna love it. The armor is great. I mean, Death Knights are. If you play a Death Knight, you're gonna fall in love, Josh.
I hear tell. What else? I mean,
Still
my
my main
back
to this
stuff.
day.
My back stuff is I have to start physical therapy and
No.
whatnot. And then acting's going really well.
And Luna has a cute tail.
Luna has a cute tail.
Acting's going well.
Yeah, I've had a few workshops over the past couple of weeks that I've gotten some feedback that I'm like, everybody heard that, right? Like, wow, okay, sweet. I'm doing the
sound
thing.
like you have a big penis. You guys heard that, right?
Yeah. Do you like that feedback?
That was a Tom joke for you.
That was a Tom joke. Yes, Brad. The moral dilemma of New Vegas. Sometimes I don't. Okay, here's the thing.
That's why New Vegas is so good, though.
No, I like it. I do like it.
Josh is more of a Libra than I am.
I'm much more of a 9 times out of 10, I'm going to try to follow the path that is Switzerland, that is trying to be in the middle. I'm not gonna. I mean, fuck the Legion. Never gonna go with the Legion. But I'm gonna be like, guys, I have no skin in the game. I don't care. I don't care.
I just want your gold.
I just want your gold and your experience. I don't care. I have 250,000 caps. It's dumb. But when you have games like gaming today, and they give you the choices, and then they tell you the choices matter. I don't know how much of Dying Light that you play, Dying Light 2.
A decent amount.
But you know, like, do you remember we played it at E3, a couple of E3s, and they really hammered home like how much choices mattered.
Yeah.
And then I played the game and I beat it. And you're kind of like, they kind of matter.
Aesthetically, they mattered.
Yeah. And at the end of the game, you don't really have a choice.
Yep.
You're just like, so guys, no. So anyway, life is good.
New Vegas, man. Yeah,
New
Brad,
Vegas.
I've played it multiple times. Played the DLC. It's the best.
I started Honest Hearts today, the DLC, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna save the beating of Fallout New Vegas for stream, and Brad gave me permission to play the DLC. So
that's why in Cyberpunk I'm playing my guy my way, and then I have a corpo girl that I'm making her a bastard, and she just kills everybody. To see like how much is this actually going to change? Because I'm just going to try to kill everybody. Every NPC, the moment I can kill them, they did. I fail every mission. That's totally cool. We'll see what happens. I don't think anything's going to change. Choice is arbitrary. Anyways, what are we going to do tonight, Corey?
We're going to talk about the news.
And
that's my news.
Oh, cool. Well, do you have news?
No, that was my news, is that we're going to talk about the news.
All right.
Hell yeah.
You or me, Josh?
My news is talking that Tom and Josh are going to talk about the news, and I will respond or listen.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'll go. Why not? I won't put you in that position.
The Russo stepped away from the Netflix Magic the Gathering show. There you go.
There it is. My news is pretty quick, just because there wasn't a lot of news for me this week, and so I scoured the internet, and I was like, let's see.
It just means more questions.
More questions. But Sony has acquired. Wow, I just totally acquired.
You went Italian.
Yeah, I guess. No, I had like a weird throat bubble. They acquired Savage Game Studios. And with that, they have expanded their mobile team with a focus on obviously mobile games. I didn't know this, but earlier this year, Sony announced that it wants half of its games to be on PC and mobile by 2025.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Jeez.
I am not a fan of mobile games. I really thought I could get on the train, and I've played a few that people said you got to play, and I just can't get on the mobile train. I haven't been able to. So this kind of news is kind of like, it's news. It's kind of like, cool, that's happening. Great. Sweet. All right. So that happened, I think today actually. And then a little bit of news. Do you all have one of those like game series that you haven't played a lot, but you know you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Mafia is one of those game series that I've always been like, I've played a little bit of it. I've played a few hours,
Dude.
several hours of one, and then 2 and 3 I've played a couple of hours here and there. I don't even know why. But
2 is so good.
it was announced that Mafia 4 is in development. They have started. It says they officially started it, and they said celebrate with the Mafia 20th anniversary. So I mean, for
It's
me,
been
like
swirling for a few years now because they just did the remasters of 1 and 2.
I mean the remasters. That's what my experience of them is. It was like it was stupid on sale one time, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna start playing them, and I was like, wow, this is so much fun because I love Mafia storytelling. I love that
So good.
it's fun, and just playing it was like, oh wow, this is really fun. And so yeah, I with today's graphics and today's capabilities, I'm like, this is probably gonna be really dope.
The graphics.
The second one,
graphics.
Josh, when you finish Vegas, if you go back to the second one, the story,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, it's so good. It's number 1 was great. Don't get me wrong, it started it, but like 2 for me was like blew my mind at the time. I played it when it came out on Xbox, I think, or PC. I don't remember. Anyway, played through it nonstop, like couldn't put it down. Haven't played the remaster yet, but I liked 3 a lot. But 2 was just like, oh, chef's kiss. I would love to know what you think about it.
All right.
I
So
feel
that's
like-
my news. Very quick.
I feel like I need to get red hair, or I need to get purple hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because then you have Super Saiyan Blue, and then Super Saiyan, and then
Or the Pokemon Go colors.
Oh, yeah, I'm instinct though. I ain't no Valor.
Yeah, but like that's what's left.
I guess. Anyways, for me, my news.
Yeah, your news.
Oh, you know what it is, y'all. Out here, keeping
the DC,
keeping the pulse on that light. that
Real quick,
light
I'm really
heartbeat.
sorry. I do like that you had put in the title for this stream Sony Sons, and I was like, so another branding. We've started another brand.
Oh, hey man, you gotta bam 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 bam. I'm working
No,
on,
I love it.
I'm working
love
on
it.
a show for my pay the bills job, and every time they can be like, cookies, craft and creating. I'm just like, I know you love that shit.
Oh, the alliteration.
They love that shit.
If
I'm
I can
like,
alliterate, I will.
Like-
I will try. I will be like, okay, huh?
you don't need it sometimes, but I'm like, okay, I get it. And so like I'm like, okay, cool. The Sony Sun,
you.
I'm like DC. You always gotta have some. Back in the day, there was like even Marvel Mommy. But anyway, so out here, DC boy. Out here with the.
I guess I'd be the Knights of the Old Republic, Nathan.
No, you're old. You're old G.
Oh God! All right, let's keep moving.
Good one, Tom. Way
yep.
to go.
Keep me the pulse. Keep your finger on the pulse on that weird, heart palpitating, maybe dying, maybe not dying pulse that is the DC film franchise.
The DC whirlwind. I'm calling it. It's not bad. It's just a whirlwind.
Yeah.
A whirlwind.
It's just on a roller coaster right now. So
Start out there for a DC.
Yeah. So Dan Lin. Do anyone know who that is? He is a producer. He produced the Lego
He's a
movie.
producer.
Yeah, he produced Lego Movie, the It 2 movies. I hate when they call it the It franchise. Like, it's 2 movies. How is it a franchise? Anyways, 2 movies. He produced those. And he is apparently in talks with David Zaslav from Warner Brothers Discovery to become the new head of DC Films. The quote-unquote, as David Zaslav says, like, I want someone like a Kevin Feige, who's not a creative, but a producer-like role to oversee the production of all of them and then directly report to me.
I think we need to call them producers from now on.
Producers.
Producers.
And Dan Lin actually was first to produce the first Justice League movie, Justice League Mortal, that was directed by George Miller.
Oh, interesting.
And that was shot in Australia. And yeah, it was a Justice League movie. George Miller, you know, I don't know if everyone could Google Justice League Mortal. I think Armie Hammer was Batman. Who's the boy that your wife likes, Corey? That she like died seeing
Adam Brody?
Yeah, he was the Flash, I think.
What is this?
Yeah, it's Justice League Mortal. This would have came out if everything went out according to time. It would have came out in 2012, I think, because I think.
This was like cast, but not, or was it shot?
It was cast. They were like everyone moved to Australia to start shooting this movie, and then I think production never lifted off the ground because of like rights or because of like permits or something like that, and the movie just fizzled out.
Oh, look at this cast. What?
And it featured a fight scene where Superman and Wonder Woman are like just trading blows, like going through buildings. I'm like, this would
Common was Green Lantern.
Yeah, this would have been badass. Anyway, so
that's wild.
So Dan Lin was that was his first step into it. And he had always wanted to do DC. He said DC was the one that got away in terms of like movies that he wants to produce. And so Lego Batman was the first one. He's like, this is my way to do it my way, or at least try to get it back into it. So if he's going to be it, you know, there's a lot of things to pick up, a lot of different things. Because I think what's happening, especially with the CW shows and seeing how all of them are ending or getting canceled, and I think Superman and Lois, I think completely now exclusively has moved to HBO Max. There's a consolidation, and so everything must feed the quote unquote films, right? And so there's not going to be like, there might be multiverse stuff, so like there's things you can't stop, such as like the popularity of that is the Joker, as well as the sequel of that film, the Batman, which is Matt Reeves, as well as any of the DC shows. But on the chopping block, I'm assuming Titans and Doom Patrol and any other of the DC works are kind of like, hey, they either have to fit or they have to be their own thing. What's the plan? You know, I think there is some kind of a smart intentionality that I wish they had, you know, years ago, because they had already like taken now 5 years into this multiverse route of like, hey, we're just doing things, and now it's like, cool, we're gonna consolidate back and then try to be more focused on the Trinity, which to me, I think if you just do again Justice League Unlimited formula of every movie now, I think has to have Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman to kind of make up time to not have these characters front and center for such a long time. You know, you have movies that like just don't even talk about the Justice League characters at all. Anyways, so so Dan Lin tapped to potentially be this Kevin Feige figure. Secondly, on my news is that there's been some shakeups with the order at which the films will premiere, because as all these films and shows are getting canceled, as the earnings call came out, Warner Brothers Discovery has reportedly lost like $3.9 billion. And so they only had enough money to release 2 movies for the rest of this year theatrically, which will be Black Adam and Don't Worry, Darling, which has a lot of people worrying, darling. Because apparently, look, time for real though. I'm on the internet a little too much, and I see some shit. I see some thank you. And apparently there's a lot of drama. There's big drama going on with Olivia Wilde and the production. I'm just like, what the fuck happened, baby? Like, apparently some videos cut out. Shia LaBeouf said some shit. Florence Pugh was like,
said he wasn't fired. He quit.
Yeah. So I'm like, but like the thing is, like, I know someone who worked on that film, and they were saying like things were cool. Like Olivia was like kind of kept everything very no bullshit. We just make the movie and we go home. And like that was in the midst of the pandemic and in the height of it, and even my friend got exposed, and so they had to put him in a hotel, and like they took care of business. And so like to me, hearing all this stuff later on, it is that kind of weird thing. I think it's either Robert De Niro. It was an older. Oh, it was Michael Caine. Michael Caine. He had said it on he had said it on Conan O'Brien. He's like, it's very weird that a lot of controversy that comes out for a movie always come out right before it releases. It never comes out when it came out. And he's like, he was talking about Christian Bale and his freak out moment during Terminator Salvation. He's like, that movie was shot 4 years ago. Why is the clip of his audio coming out right before the movie comes out? And then he's like, I think there's something tricky there. And everyone was like, I think Conan was like, where do we go from here? But anyway, so
Jason Momoa is going to be playing Frosty the Snowman.
So anyway, the Flash movie is actually the Aquaman movie is actually going to be pushed back further. It's going to actually play after the Flash, and it was slotted that was going to be before, so timeline's a little messed up in terms of like how things were playing. An analogy, a 1-to-1 would be kind of like that Black Widow came out after Falcon and Winter Soldier when it wasn't supposed to be that way. Black Widow was supposed to come out before WandaVision, and so like characters that get revealed or introduced show up in different times. Here, I think there is, again, we know that Ben Affleck is coming back to Aquaman, and there is even potential rumors that the Flash is actually going through some reshoots, and I think there is something.
It scored well.
It scored as high as The Dark Knight, apparently. But I don't trust these things because if the 2016 election taught me anything, whether you vote for one thing or the other, you probably lied on the polls saying that you were going to vote for one thing or the other, because 1.6 of you assholes voted for Harambe.
That's true.
So, I don't know. I don't trust polls. I don't know. I don't trust anything until until it comes out. Then it's like, all right.
Yep.
Where's it all at?
Yeah.
But that's all my news.
Until we see it.
Mm-hmm. I want to before we go into questions real quick, I want to ask, did you guys see the Weird Al trailer that dropped today? Because I did.
I have not seen it yet.
Oh my god.
Then I don't want to spoil anything because Josh is a big Weird Al fan. Go ahead. I want to say I talked about this trailer when the teaser came out, and I just want to say that I was right, and I think we're getting exactly what I said, and I could not be more excited.
I'll say this. I've seen so many thirsts. There's like, is this movie going to
I saw flashes of it, like with like
the teaser.
Oh, right? This was posted, and there were like ab shots, and I was like, oh damn.
Everyone's I saw a lot of people saying like
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying, is this movie going to make me want to fuck Weird Al? Then I was like, probably.
Look, if you didn't already, something's wrong with you.
All right, I am watching it.
All right, a moment of silence.
It's a 3-minute trailer. What do you mean a fucking moment?
That's fair.
So we'll hang out with our dicks in our hand. Not as veiny as it normally is.
Anyway, let me talk about these Tate's.
Let me talk about this deck box.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Boy, it's so thick. Look at this.
Tom, did you see the upgrades I got for my Brea deck?
No, I don't want to see upgrades for your fucking broken cheat ass deck.
Hey, it lost last time.
Because everyone has to fucking go against you.
Everyone came after me when I played Brea. What happened? So I got my Smothering Tithe in finally.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I got this card I wanted to show you real quick.
Up north, I bought me and my friend split a Modern Horizons 2 box, and he got an Esper Sentinel out of it.
Oh hell yeah!
And I was just like, you can have it. And I was like, you take it. I don't play white, so you can have it. Okay, everyone, quiet while Josh watches this live on the update show. All right.
I sent you a picture of the card.
You sent it to me. He sent it to me.
I just texted you because you just one. There, I posted 6, but this is
Corey.
Just
that's your
that
butthole.
Yeah.
Okay. Alibu. Ancient Witness. The Witness.
Oh my goodness, he's so sexy.
Whenever one or more artifact you control deals damage to any target, you scry. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm glad Ian has Caustic Caterpillar now.
You know what? What? Does he?
He does, and he used that on me. He destroyed my soul ring and my cryptolith fragment. I was like, dude. He was like, you're taking me out of the game. Like I can't do anything. He's
So I
like,
have to exile that.
and so yeah, you'd have to do something about that. But man, I'll tell you right now.
I have 6 points of exile now in that deck, so I think we'll be all right.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
white exiles. Yeah.
hmm
Okay.
But yeah, and that paired with, I was doing some like testing, play testing on my own solitaire, and I had Mycosynth out, which makes everything an artifact. So all my lands counted as tapped artifacts. So I ended up scrying 18. So silly, doing 18 damage.
Scrying is
18.
you can rearrange it in any order, right?
Or
and
put them on the bottom.
Surveil,
you can put them in your graveyard.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
But scry is look at them, put them on the top or bottom.
I just unmuted you guys right at that moment. Put them on the top or the bottom.
We're just talking magic, man.
All right. Wow. Okay.
Hey, you know what? One thing I would say though, I think Daniel Radcliffe has really embodied this, and it's something I watched recently on Jamie Foxx's Grey Goose podcast thing he did with Denzel. And I think the one thing I really liked about it was just like the idea of the actor, and it was like it's not about getting the likes, it's not about getting the clicks, it's not even about being in the best movie, being in the biggest movie. It's about like your brand is just to make good movies. And so I think Daniel Radcliffe has completely entered that realm of just like that Willem Dafoe, that like Bill Murray. It's like he's in it. Shit. I gotta watch it.
I gotta see just for him.
It could just be the worst piece of shit movie of all time, but it's Daniel Radcliffe. I have to watch it. He's gonna be great. I have to watch it.
Yeah, man. That okay. So I talked about this trailer a few weeks ago, and I was like, I think we're getting a parody of like movies like Bohemian Rhapsody, which is perfect because all Weird Al did was parody songs. And I mean, obviously from the trailer now, that's what we're getting. We're getting a parody.
I like how Weird Al's in it.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And that's parodying Bohemian Rhapsody when they put Mike Myers as the guy who says, "You're not gonna get kids banging their heads to Bohemian Rhapsody." And I was like, "Oh, Wayne's World, cool."
He's in the fifth dimension.
I'm excited for this.
He's
man.
in the fifth dimension.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, we've talked about it on the show. Weird Al has a very, very special place in my heart. So I'm very excited about it.
You got to bring the Funko when you watch it on. I guess it's on Roku TV, which is the tough part because I gotta watch it though. Like I wonder if there's like I'll get a month of it or something.
Yeah. So questions.
Go ahead.
Questions. Next part of our show. Questions from you, the people, the audience, the viewers. You can submit your questions in a number of ways. You can go to nerdon.tv/questions, and all of the ways are there. And there are a couple of my favorite ways to do that. And that's by joining the Discord, nerdon.tv/Discord. There are channels there. But my ultimate favoritist way is if you join the Nerd On Nation, powered by Patreon, nerdon.tv/Patreon. Not only do you support us in making the content that we are doing and making it better and doing it more and all of that good stuff, but you get what we call the Nerd On Nudge, where we answer your questions first. And you can ask questions like B-Rad asks, Corey's fears have come true. Turns out your realities have all been a lie. Which fictional fake reality scenario would you be most okay with? And which is your nightmare?
Oh, man. The Shire, living in the Shire would be the one I'd be most okay with. Pre all the part where the Shire gets destroyed and burned down by Saruman and all that good stuff, or post. I mean, right after that. But living my days, gardening, eating good food, smoking weed, hanging out with wizards. Yeah, sign me up. The one I'm most nightmarish about. That's a tough one.
Trying to understand this question. What does this mean?
Because I don't know if it's like the Shire life.
So my biggest fear, not biggest fear, but a big fear is that we had a conversation. They're like, if you knew this was a simulation, would you want out? And I was like, yeah, 100%.
Matrix and Black Mirror,
like nothing, no relationships. They're like, what about your wife and your daughter? I was like, they're not real. It's not real. None of it's real. I would have such a there's no way I would be able to reconnect those dots again and just be happy living in a simulation. But turns out it's true. What could I what could I withstand the best? Just live in the Shire, smoke weed, eat food, salted pork right off the bone. You know, that whole thing.
I think the nightmare one is probably the Matrix. Like, because the reality is you eat some garbage corn feed bullshit milky thing out of a tap that tastes like oil.
Oh, I understand now. I understand the question.
And so that's the nightmare one. That's the one I would hate the most, because then also fucking squid spider robots are coming at me. All of our clothes look like they're like ripped out of like Satan's pajamas.
All of those ports have to be installed.
So if I had to pick, would I live in the real Matrix world or in the Matrix? That's the question?
Yeah.
Which one would be my nightmare? Well, like, would I know that I'm in the Matrix, or would I take that blue pill and be like a happy baby, never knowing? Because if I know I'm in the Matrix, like in the system,
well, I was just saying,
which fucking matters. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. That sucks.
Well, let me finish my part two. Go
ahead.
Fake reality that I'm most okay with, probably Truman Show. Life is made for me. Okay, that's fine. And all I have to do is be like, oh, yeah, a light fell. You know, like, that's okay. That's fine. Like, out of all the fake realities, that is the most like, someone literally thinks that
weird.
Someone literally thinks they created me. It's like, I made this. I created you. I'm like, all right, sure, homie. You're just a fucked up god. That'd be me. But the worst one is definitely the Matrix. That is the worst fake reality of all fake realities.
Yeah.
Because also, once you wake up, you're like, bitch, I thought I knew how to breathe and use my eyes. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
You're a grown person. You're like, you have to learn to do that shit. So like 6 months as a grown brain, you're just like, I'm gonna have to get used to this. Well, Truman Show, you're just like, oh man, I live in this air-conditioned world and people are watching me for their amusement. I'm a YouTuber.
Ready Player One is a fake reality kind of world, right?
It's what's that called? There's the thing where it's like where you go to a new place, but it's like
metaverse. That's what it is.
I mean, like, no. I was gonna say Assassin's Creed. I feel like there's not that many fake isekai. Yeah, it's isekai, as T-Dog said he knows. But it's like one of those like you wake up and you realize your reality is not this, and you wake up and it's Truman Show or it's The Matrix or it's, and so you have to think like what other things have been like your reality is not this.
Like Free Guy? Would you say Free Guy?
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Shout out to my friend Catherine. It was filmed by her work.
Nice.
I think Westworld would kind of be one. Like you realize you're a robot and you're just a theme park attraction.
None of it would be okay with me. That's soul crushing to realize everything I lived was nothing.
What is my purpose? You passed the butter.
Oh my god! Yeah, welcome to life. Welcome to the club. You know what I mean, though? Like it's just.
Or I guess another alternate reality is The Island.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Bay's The Island. I just want to live. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're just
Oh,
cloned.
Mama, that's a really interesting one. Sixth Sense. You realize that you're actually dead.
Yeah. Or
Lost. We gotta get back.
We gotta go back. Kate, we gotta go back.
He's always out of breath. It's crazy. What were you doing? I stood up. Yeah, no thanks. Sign me up and check my car. Check please. I'm out.
Check please. Just turn me off. Next question.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's depressing.
That's depressing. Womp, womp, womp. I don't have my soundboard for the sad trombone. Thomas Celerio, what race/classes would you guys play in D&D? I believe we've answered this.
Maybe,
I believe
maybe not.
I'm
I'm gonna let you guys go first because I'm so sorry. I have to take a whiz. I'll be right back.
That's okay. Josh, go for it.
Well, I'm boring. No, I usually choose a warrior.
Yeah.
Uh,
'Cause you like to be up
usually
in the shit.
human. Usually human, because I don't know. I like the idea of being a strong boy. I usually like to pick some. I mean, my most recent character that we played was the warrior turned into a werewolf, which I
Yeah.
thought was cool.
It was
That
dope
was
as shit.
fun. Beast mode was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I mean pretty much almost every time, even on RPG games, that usually a warrior in some sense.
I'm addicted to making characters in D&D Beyond. I'm only in one campaign. But
Mhm.
my main guy is a Leonin paladin sorcerer, or a Sorkadin as it's called. Just gets extra spell slots and all that kind of stuff. Tom knows Zaxalar. But I think the one I want to try, like if we were to start a new campaign, the one I think I would want to try is a spore druid. What?
I said when we start a new campaign.
When we start a new campaign. A druid of the spores, little fungus boy, or I don't know. I had one I just made the other day, but a turtle monk would be great. I made one of those. It just seems so fun. Super neutral, doesn't really want to
I don't
get
give a fuck
involved.
about you.
He's just like old as shit and is just like, sure, doesn't know any social norms, just kind of does what he wants, and people try to stop him and he's like, oh no thank you, and they're like, no, we're trying to stop you. That'd be a lot of fun too.
Did you see the D&D
One
announcement from a couple of weeks
Yeah,
ago?
yeah,
Didn't that
I'm
look
very
interesting?
excited for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our friend Ben, our mutual friend Ben Campbell, he is gonna do some testing with me on, because he loves DMing, so we're
Yeah.
gonna do a little test thing in that 3D modeling.
It's
they have.
crazy. I got to mix their behind the scenes thing for that, and I was seeing it and I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
Like they showed some of the dungeons in there and I was like,
it looks really cool. They have a
it
few
looks
test
really cool.
dungeons right now that
Yeah.
you can go on in alpha and test out. So
I'd want to
looking forward to
be a demon mungus mage wizard boy.
My mungus blast.
Mungus blast. That's all I want.
A what?
So whatever that can be. So if it's a demon boy,
So a tiefling?
that can do powerful wizardry.
You want a tiefling wizard?
Yes.
Or a tiefling warlock would be really good, because I believe tieflings get extra charisma.
Whatever allows.
And then
me...
you summon other demons and do magic and do Eldritch Blast and all that kind of stuff.
And then can I say Mungus Blast?
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want, man. It's up to you and the DM. If you want to say Mungus Blast instead of Eldritch Blast, then yes.
Yeah,
I think so.
That's what I'm going to do. That'd be me. It's just
all right.
And I have these glowing orbs, because that's what I'm known for now, is orbs. And
that's all you're known for.
I'm whizzing and Mungus blasting.
Yep.
That's all I do. I walk in a room, start blasting.
Yep.
Yeah. I like playing high charisma characters. They're fun.
Yep. Oh man, my Fallout character has 100 on speech, on sneak, on barter. I can get away with anything.
Yeah.
Can you kill a man?
That's all you need. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I killed a man in his
sleep. But he doesn't
with
have
a
to.
sniper rifle.
But he doesn't have to. That's the point.
There was one character I had.
like Clinton.
I mean, well, I didn't have to kill him.
He's like Clinton and Family Guy.
You have the choice. Yeah. Next question?
Next question.
Yeah, next question. T-Dog. Choose one to suffer with, but the rest of the Nerd On hosts have to deal with the other three. Okay. So referring to we have to refer to the Patreon Discord.
Okay.
You need to go to the Nation Update questions, and there is an image that breaks it down. But these are the options. You eternally have to wear socks while walking on the wet floor. People pull in front of you on the highway and go really slow. You're stuck driving behind a school bus for eternity. No matter how many times you flip it, the USB won't go into your computer. feel like I could add more.
So you pick one for you, and then the other two people here have to do the other three always.
Have to pick one of the other three.
No. It says you choose one to suffer with, but the rest of the Nerd On have to deal with the other three.
Yep.
So like sounds like whatever you choose, Josh, you get, and then I get.
Oh,
Tom and I get the other three.
Come on.
Yeah. So are you gonna be a martyr, or are you gonna look out for yourself?
Wow.
I
mean, I feel like yeah, go for it.
I'll do.
I'm fucked either way.
I think I'll do the. I'll pull. People pull in front of me on the highway and go really slow, because I'm someone that doesn't really mind driving, and I think a lot of friends of mine hate slow driving. Like they like to get to one place or the other, and I understand that, and they hate traffic more. And so for me, like I don't mind if I got some tunage, that's fine. The USB thing, that is. Oh wait, that's fucked up. I gave someone ultimate hell. That to me, that is ultimate hell.
You gave Josh and I ultimate hell.
That is ultimate hell, because I'm like that's your
especially for me.
That is
as an audio engineer.
That is your entire life.
All of my gear.
Video
entire life. But
although I use USB-Cs now, so
It don't
I don't really have that problem.
It's
True.
And see, if I'm in a car, I'm just auxiliary all day. Don't matter.
Yeah, I do have a few of the USB. Wow. My car one seems to be like no matter what, I'm like, no, it goes this way.
Like
it goes this.
If I could spare you guys, I would pick the USB one, but like maybe
it's okay.
I don't want that for me.
Yeah. No, it's okay, man.
Yeah, so I'll have a car pull in front of me and go really slow.
I don't know, that socks thing.
The sock one is, I think, also another worst.
I can't. I can't.
I'll take the sock one.
Will you?
Yeah, because it's not on my hands. And
I got it. It makes sense.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Yeah, no, that
this
makes
question
sense.
is more of like, what are you willing to take for the team, and what are you willing to damn your team with?
See, driving for me is the worst one on all those.
Mm-hmm. See, that's why I picked the driving one. I'm like, okay, I'll try to take the.
I'll take the wet socks.
I'm not a fast driver, but I'm not a slow driver either. But like,
I'm someone who go out of their way and go a longer route so that I keep moving rather than sit in traffic, even if it'd be like 5 or 10 minutes shorter.
And Josh has soothing music in his car because of his road rage.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, I'm going to try to take the car one away from y'all. But I was like, oh, that USB one is just ultimate hell, though.
Everyone would know when you were nearby due to the rhythmic wet slapping sounds of your feet. I mean, I would still wear shoes.
Listen. I will take the USB one. I'll figure it out. I just got to get the computers with the USB-C. I will get it.
I would get trench foot eventually.
Oh.
That's a whole nother thing.
Anyway, and some form of athletes. Oh, God.
Yeah, I think we handled this well. Guy, I'll take it, guys. I'll just cut my feet off.
Yeah, I mean, that's a logical next step.
Yeah, I'll take the sock one and then lose my feet.
Just...
Yeah. I mean, you probably will.
Don't need feet to play Magic the Gathering, guys. All right.
Yeah, you're right. And to edit videos, you don't need feet.
No.
We got some questions from the chat.
And plus, I can't think of the word for it.
Yeah.
Fake feet. What is it called?
What's the word you're looking for? Fake feet? Prosthetics?
Prosthetics.
I was like, I heard fake feet. I was like, what?
Prosthetics, yeah.
Oh, it's okay, guys. I wear fake feet. Anyway, they're really good nowadays. So, I mean, you're...
Total side note, Tom, I got to say this while I'm thinking about it. And Josh, you'll appreciate this too. What is the one word that Tom makes fun of me for saying incorrectly more than anything else? Do you know it, Josh? Because Tom already knows it.
I don't.
Familiar. Because I say familiar instead of familiar. And I was at home this last week, and my mom was talking to me, and she goes, "Are you familiar with that?" And I went, "It's you."
You are the bane of my existence.
You're the reason I do this.
I feel like if this were designed, it'd be like a big drum would hit, and your eyes would go blank, and it would just zoom out. And you'd be like,
she said familiar. She's also the reason I said gription for a long time. and which is grip and traction. It's a mix.
Mm.
She's the reason I also instinctively call raspberries Zerberts, and I call duvets puffers, which was, I've talked about this before, an awkward conversation I had with friends' moms when I was like 8 years old. I was like, "You have a puffer?" She's like, "Excuse me." Anyway,
I feel
familiar.
I feel like the Gohan seeing Android 16, the lightning crack behind you. He's like,
It was you.
But
Yeah.
you got.
You have the other questions, Tom.
Yeah, sorry, I just had to do that. It was...
No, I appreciate that immensely.
Corey, you
That's
gotta
what this
watch
show is
Steven
for.
Universe. Okay, first question. We'll go for bad reprint. Question,
Doing it.
Josh. We've heard a lot about and wish the best for your back, but can you comment on the current situation concerning your pussy and your crack?
Wow. I mean,
Your pudding.
my pudding, everything is going just fine in those general areas. My issue is kind of above my crack, so my SI joint where my back meets my crack. It's a little uncomfortable right now, but I learned, I had an MRI for the first time.
Oh,
It wasn't my SI joint. I did learn that my back is in incredible shape, except for this one thing that I have, and it's tiny.
Is
And
it?
it probably
What's it called? What's it called?
is something. It's a bulge. It's a
yeah,
something bulge.
nice.
I don't want to call it the Sterling bulge because we have the Achilles heel, and you have now a Sterling bulge.
I don't
so-
remember. I don't remember. But it's a minor bulge thing. This thing called a bulge in my spine, and it's so minor. It's dumb. And
Is it going to heal itself essentially if you just rest?
I have to strengthen my back and my my
Colon.
core. Like I have to do back exercises, which thank goodness my wife is a Pilates instructor, because Pilates is very much physical therapy that strengthens you and blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You
is
can
that your
have-
spine, or are you just happy to? Yep.
You can have that French actor from The Dark Knight Rises just punch you in your spine.
Oh yeah. Tie you to a rope and punch your spine back into place.
I kind of, sometimes.
There are those things sometimes where you're like, man, like I know when I'm having like bad allergies, I was like, I wish I could just rip my face off and run it under the sink.
Picture.
Like, get soap and water and just like run it under the sink and then put it back on and be like, oh, that was like hot water and soap.
That's all I needed.
Yeah.
That's all I needed. Yeah.
Like someday you want to take your spine out and just be like, oh man, let me get
I
this
don't
all
know
right.
if either of you have experienced this, but like when you're like, hey, I need you to just stand on me with all of your weight. I'm in a lot of pain, but I need you to stand on me with all your weight.
I have
and
not.
it does it, and it's like, and you're like, that's all I needed.
I have not, but as a Thai man, I have had to do that as a
Thai
child
massage.
for my Thai father, because that's what he's used to. And I remember being a kid, having distinct memories of my childhood being like, what'd you do with your dad today? Did you guys play catch? You guys go out to the game? No, I walked on his back.
There is a Thai massage place in Silver Lake called Fo Siam. So good.
Tom, I'm gonna one up your dad's story here. As much as I think yours is funnier, but my grandpa was a magician, and so my dad got some of those traits and loved doing magic and doing stuff like that, loved Houdini, all that kind of stuff, and passed that on to us, So when my mom would leave, one of the games we played was like a Houdini thing. It's something that his dad used to do with him, so he did with us, where he would like tie knots with some rope, and we had to try to like get our way out, and it was a super fun game. They had a open house night, which is where your parents come, and you write in your books what you like to do with your parents. So it was like, with mom, I love going on walks and hikes. And then on the second page of my book, it said, when my mom leaves, my dad ties me up. And luckily my parents were friends with my teacher, and she knew what it meant, but that was a pretty embarrassing moment for them, apparently.
Are you familiar with your dad tying you up?
Are you familiar? She was familiar with them. Anyway, next question.
Next question. We'll go to Johnny.
First,
yeah.
Toasty. Wow, it's been a long
Toasty.
time. Glad to see you in the chat. Next question.
Next question comes from. We'll do this one, then the last one, then we'll be done. Question from 1992, Johnny Horror. Question: do you have a favorite Looney Tunes cartoon?
I do.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, go ahead.
Mine forever, for the end of time. I learned how to draw him when I was a kid. I learned how to do his voice. Marvin the Martian will always be.
What's your favorite character? Do you have a
My-
favorite cartoon though? Like a favorite?
Oh, like episode?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, okay.
I'll
Oh,
take it. Marvin. I remember Marvin being your favorite.
because I was trying
Did
to
it pretty
I look
spot on.
at that question. I'm like, favorite Looney Tunes cartoon? Is that the character, or is that like an actual episode that you're?
I thought it was an episode, but maybe it's either one, either
So
or.
Marvin the Martian is one. We could do that. We do a favorite character, and then if you have a favorite one, because I do have a favorite both.
Go ahead.
So I think the favorite character
I see.
is probably Daffy, even though he's a bastard. But like the fact that he always loses to Bugs, but he technically wins against everyone else is like very Vegeta. So I'm like, I'm about it. Because Bugs Bunny is like a fifth dimensional powerhouse. And then the favorite cartoon is probably Bugs at the Opera.
Oh, with
Yeah, I was
the-
gonna say.
Elmer.
Yeah.
Elmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elmer.
they do the
and-
Ride of the Valkyrie and all that
do
kind of
that,
stuff.
But then also
Killed a rabbit. Killed a rabbit.
But then someone's coughing in the audience and Bugs shoots him.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, remember
I
when
mean-
cartoons used to be okay with that? Like you think about like, wow, how the
Going-
climate and the difference of the world has changed.
Going along with my favorite, Duck Dodgers in the 24.5 century. I remember really enjoying that, and that might even have been when I was like, who's that? Who's that character?
Could you imagine like the brilliance that could have been if Warner Brothers had Duck Dodgers meet up with a Green Lantern? Like, just imagine that shit. That could have been so freaking good. Like, an Elmer Fudd and Deathstroke hunting animals. Anyways, Corey, do you have one?
Bugs Bunny is my favorite Looney Tune. But there was an episode. I'm gonna look up the title of it right now. Hold on. But Bugs Bunny, I mean, like you said, fifth dimensional powerhouse. He's so cool. He's just always cool. Him and Daffy together, though. I mean, they make Space Jam when they break into Michael Jordan's house. Like that, their discourse in that scene is fantastic. So the episode that is near and dear to my heart, I had to look up. I googled Bugs Bunny alien carrots. It's called Invasion of the Bunny Snatchers, and it's so surreal and kind of bizarre, and it's like ingrained into my brain. They must have played it on loop when I was a kid. I think it's a newer one. I mean newer as in like it's not part of the original Looney Tunes. When did it come out? 1992. So yeah, so when I was a little kid it came out. It's, if you look up stills from it, it's very like Flapjack. It's very like regular show type of stuff, but essentially all these characters eat these alien carrots and they get replaced with like surrealist versions of themselves.
Wait, I think I remember this.
And it's one of the few times you see Bugs like freaked out too, which is maybe also why it stuck with me, which I like when they do.
Because he's the most powerful character most of the time.
Usually he's totally in control.
But,
yeah,
but
no matter
it's
what.
because people are attacking him.
Yeah.
They do the due diligence of being like, oh, it's not his fault.
Yeah. So if you haven't checked that episode out, I would highly recommend it. I think it's very unique within the Looney Tunes landscape.
So the one you guys were talking about, the one with the Flight of Valkyries, is not the one I was talking about. That one is What's Opera Doc, and mine is what is it? It is Rhapsody Rabbit, and it's the one.
Oh, is it when he's the conductor?
When he's a conductor, yes, that's the one I like.
Got it.
That's the one I like the most.
Got it. The
But
orchestra one.
next question, last question.
Yeah, last question.
Yeah.
Last question from Black Diablo Mamba. Question. Tom hates Sonic 2. Yeah, the jig is up, Tom. What are the games that you think you can plow through, but you know in your heart you will never play again?
Game that I could plow through,
Okay,
but
let me tell you what happened.
Paint the picture for us, Tom.
Mamba was like, yo, homie, I see you out here doing your thing. And I was like, I'll buy you Sonic 2. I was like, for sure. Let me go buy it on Steam. He donated $10. He's like, this is a fun game. I played this as a child. I'm like, oh, easy. Old school games, but also I know they're kind of hard. Let me try playing this shit. Fucking 30 minutes on the one stage. It was the second area. And I'm just dying because of this poisonous water and this stupid, like, rotating thing. No, it was like you're underwater and there's like these rotating blocks that like you have to jump on them and at the right time or else you fall down and there's no bubbles and you just die. And then the music is like dun, 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 just gives you like a fucking heart attack.
You're running out of time.
And I stopped playing it the first time I streamed it because I was like, I can't play it. And I think there's only, so it was like, what, there's 6 levels with 2 areas, there's 3 levels with 3 areas, and there's like 2 levels with 1 area or some shit. And I finally beat it when I realized there's a rewind button, and I was like, this is the only way I'm going to beat this game. And I beat it in one stream, and it was also still the most like, I hate this game. I fucking hate that game. So it was hard, but I plowed through it in like hour and a half.
Man, this is a tough question because I have a lot of games I don't like that I know I can't power through. I don't think I have the willpower to power through a game I don't enjoy. I think for me, like, playing games is like such a.
I don't know
that's
if
why I'm doing it.
Is that the question? Is it the?
What are the games you think you can plow through, but know in your heart you'll never play again?
Yeah, for me, like I like to replay games I love. So if I'm not replaying it ever again, it means I didn't like it.
Got it.
I
don't know.
And the thing is, like, it was more of me because I just beat Hollow Knight, so I was like, oh, man, I could play Metrovanias, I could play platformers, and I suck at platformers. I suck at Metrovanias. I suck at those games. I'm like, it's so hard. It's so hard, and I'm not a good gamer. I put it on the thing. I'm not a good gamer. I would say I will try. Maybe I will try to beat like the Aladdin game on SNES.
Oh,
I heard that's actually not bad. It's actually really good.
The Lion King one's really hard.
Maybe.
Yeah,
the Lion King one is like not fun hard.
The one where the level that you're swinging through the forest and the monkeys they swing you through. I used to, as a kid, within my own like ability to curse, just hate that level so much, and it was an early level.
So update, it doesn't have to be a video game, it could be a board game. If it's a board game, might be Pandemic. Because that is an anxiety game. That is an anxiety based game. Once you get to the last like 10 cards, you're like, we're gonna win by an inch or we're gonna lose by like a mile.
I don't know, man. This is a tough question. Because like all that's coming to mind is Zelda, but you can't power through that game.
You can. You could technically beat the game the moment you start.
Technically, yeah, sure. I'll hate it even more though if I tried that. I think I couldn't even get past like a fucking torch quest. There's no way I'm power throughing that game. Like that's not happening. I would get like 4 weapons broken and be like, "Fuck this! I'm done. I'm done. I worked my ass off for that weapon and it's broken. I'm out." This is a good question though.
Board game.
Yeah,
game that you could power through, but you know in your
what?
heart
I know
play
which
again.
game, and I haven't played it. It's probably Dark Souls 2. Because I've heard that is the one with the most like fuckery. Like there is hard but fair, and Josh has experienced hard but fair, and we've all experienced hard and not fair.
And there's also hard and not fair in Elden Ring.
And other than
I have watched videos that are like, this is, and I agree. There are lots of fights in there that you're like, okay, guys, you've crossed the line here.
Bro,
but anyway, Tom,
I will say, other than Melania, everything is. As a guy who had like no armor, I had no armor. I had no like. I could get one shot every boss I was at, and I was able to beat him. And so I'm like, you just gotta find the way. Melania, no, you gotta play it how she wants to play. But Dark Souls apparently is just the most. It is the most like. This is bullshit.
Like
This
fuckery.
Well, it's
That's
just
a
like
good description.
It's the most powerful fuckery. Like a rat bites you, you gotta
Heinous
play.
fuckery, most foul.
You can. Yeah.
I think I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the game that I would power through and know I'm never going to play again is oh my god, I just lost it. Elder Scrolls, the one they keep remaking for everything. Skyrim. I didn't love Skyrim. I know I unpopular opinion on it, but that's just my thing. Like I liked it. It was fun. But it's not something I've been like, "Oh, they released it on this, I got to try it or I got to replay it." Like I've never replayed it. But I know I could do it and then be like, "All right, I'm fucking done with this game." There's some cool moment. There's some cool stuff in it that you can do, but like
I think Ethan put in Jedi Fallen Order. I started playing that on the hardest difficulty. That is fabricated difficulty, especially at that level. You might as well play it on easy or just normal difficulty. It's not worth to play on the hardest difficulty. It's just too much bullshit.
Yeah, I just did it on
difficulty is false.
Normal.
It is because it's a slider. It's just like, okay, cool. All the enemies do 4 times more damage. You take 4, you do 4 less damage, and so it's like this isn't real. This isn't real difficulty at this point. You've just artificially made it, where it's just like, oh, the mechanics are harder to activate at this point. You're like, okay, like that's
Johnny's correct. Oblivion's the best Elder Scroll. Sorry.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's just like at a point you're like, I'm not enjoying this anymore. Like this is I'm not even gonna feel good about being able to brag that I did it on this difficulty. It's just like defeating me.
This is a hard one for me because I think much like Corey,
if you don't like a game, it's like, yeah.
I'm probably not going to power through a game that I don't like. But the thing is like
Resident
I know
Evil
that
7.
Yeah, I probably won't play that again, but it doesn't mean it's not a good game. No,
you
right.
Can power through it.
Yeah, I can power through it.
Play it again.
Well,
no, in your heart, I'm not going to play this after this.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, oh, this is cool. This is an experience. This is fun. I've had it. I'm done. Cool. Next.
The thing for me though is like I don't play a lot of my games over again. Like if it's a one-time playthrough, unless it's a multiplayer game, I beat it, I'm out. I beat it, I'm out.
I'm of the same mind, including with games that like I was just gonna say like hot take, and this is just me. I know it drives Gotti crazy a little bit. Not crazy. He just doesn't understand. I'm not a multi-character person. I'm not a like if we're playing a game like WoW or what was the one that we were playing? Why can't I remember it? I really liked it. Anyways, I guess I didn't like it because I can't remember its name. No. Like you can choose different classes. No, it's just like things that like MMOs. Like I probably won't start another character.
Like WoW, you won't make an alliance guy.
I'm not gonna make a different class. I'm probably not. Until
Death Knights come out, and then you got to give them a try because they're
maybe. It'll be
very hard. They also start at level 60.
Yeah, and that's probably what would be okay with me. That's the only time. No, you're right. I would be like, okay, wait, you know what?
Yeah,
that's okay. I have a really hard time with that concept. No matter how many times some of my really good friends have been like, well, this is why, and it's like, I get it. My brain just can't do it.
Doesn't fill your bucket.
It doesn't. Yeah,
that's fine.
I feel weird, but it's like, I
feel you, homie.
Well,
but yeah,
that's it, guys.
Yeah, that's it. That is this week's update.
Yeah,
that is all the questions. Everybody at home, thank you so much for hanging out with us and listening or watching live or on the YouTubes.
Toasty, Gotti, Ethan, Mamba, Johnny,
Brad.
T-Dog, Brad, all y'all out here supporting, putting in for the show, giving us materials. Oh, looks like
hell yeah!
I have some.
You know what's funny about Gotti? The actual technical pronunciation of their name is fish fillet. That's them being pedantic. It's fish fillet because GH can be.
Serious?
Yeah, they explain it better than I do, but I always call them Gotti.
Wait, GH could be. Oh yeah, tough. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but I always call him Gotti.
Wait, but how do you get fish?
They can explain it. There's a
All right.
breakdown of it. But anyway.
Oh, hey,
Wow.
I have a baby who's waking up.
You have a baby. Oh, well, did we find somebody to raid, Tom?
Real quick, Battery Print, I have some news. Gamescom opening night was about 2 weeks ago. It was wild, literally a presenter live stream from space, and there was an announcement for Killer Clown's Outer Space game. Okay, cool. Let me find someone to rate. Just want to make sure I read that.
There it is.
Yep.
Eunice playing Final Fantasy Remastered. All right, cool.
We're doing. Everybody,
Things up.
thank you. You're awesome. Take care of yourselves. We love you. You know the drill.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
As always, nerd on.
Nerd on, baby.